In the remote plains of Manchuria, during the darkest years of the Second World War, the Imperial Japanese Army built a facility that officially did not exist. A place hidden behind barbed wire, secrecy, and euphemisms. Its name was Unit 731, and what happened inside its walls remains one of the most disturbing chapters in human history. Not because of monsters, but because of ordinary doctors and officers who believed they were serving a higher purpose. This is the story of Unit 731, what it was, what it tried to achieve, and why its legacy still matters today. Unit 731 began in the 1930s under the command of General Shirō Ishii, a man who believed biological warfare would be the ultimate weapon of the future. To the outside world, the compound looked like a research center. Inside, it operated with total secrecy. Guards were ordered to shoot intruders on sight. Workers were sworn to silence. Even local residents were told nothing. The facility was enormous, more than 150 buildings, laboratories, barracks, and underground chambers, and all of it existed for one purpose: to test the limits of human survival in the name of military science. The victims of Unit 731 were mostly Chinese civilians, along with prisoners of war from Korea, Mongolia, and the Soviet Union. They were referred to not as people, but as logs. That was the internal nickname: cold, dehumanizing, and intentional. Inside the compound, researchers studied frostbite, dehydration, and other extreme conditions. If you were lucky at this compound, they would test flamethrowers and machine guns on you. If you weren't lucky, they would vivisect you alive, while experimenting on how plague affected organs while pumping your body full of stimulants to make sure you couldn't die. Sometimes these experiments lasted as long as 90 minutes. Even in a war filled with brutality, Unit 731 stood apart. It wasn't chaos like the Nazis. It wasn't battlefield violence like the Russians. It was systematic, organized, and carried out under the banner of scientific progress. Unit 731 wasn't just about experiments. It was about weapon development. Researchers tested ways to spread plague, cholera, and anthrax. They studied how diseases could be released through bombs, insects, and contaminated supplies via, again, as I mentioned earlier, vivisecting organs and showing how the plague spread, and never provided any anesthesia throughout their experiments. Some of these weapons were deployed in real operations against China, causing outbreaks that killed hundreds of thousands. The unit's leaders believed they were pioneering the next generation of warfare, one where a single bomb could unleash an invisible enemy. Among some of their worst experiments were attempts to create human livestock for their experiments, forcefully impregnating Chinese women in order to get more livestock for their experiments. Truly awful. May it never be repeated again in human history. When Japan surrendered in 1945, Unit 731's leaders destroyed the facility, burned documents, and ordered remaining prisoners executed to eliminate witnesses. But the story didn't end there. After the war, the United States granted immunity to many of the scientists in exchange for their research data. Instead of facing trial, several members of Unit 731 went on to hold prestigious positions in medicine, academia, and government. One of them even became Prime Minister of Japan. The victims received no justice, and the full truth remained hidden for decades. There were no survivors of these experiments. No escapees. Unlike the concentration camps, we'll never know the full extent of the brutality. We only know what they want us to know. Historians and journalists recently began piecing together testimonies and declassified files, however, and the world may begin to finally learn what happened behind these walls. Today, the remains of Unit 731 stand as a museum, a stark reminder of what can happen when science is stripped of humanity and secrecy replaces accountability. The story of Unit 731 shouldn't be a historical footnote. It should be a warning. Because the moment we forget what happened there is the moment we risk repeating it. If you enjoyed today's episode of Crown and Catastrophe, feel free to like and subscribe. It's free, helps out the channel a lot, and you can always change your mind later. Without further ado, I wish you a good afternoon or evening, and good night.